Welcome to Fresh Talk News Channel. Today, we delve into the latest news update. Washington, AP, House Republicans are expected to take up one of former President Donald Trump's top election-related priorities on Thursday, legislation that would require proof of citizenship when registering to vote in federal elections. Trump has long expressed a desire to change how elections are conducted in the U.S. Just last month, he issued a sweeping executive order that included a similar citizenship requirement, along with other voting-related changes. However, Democrats and voting rights advocates argue that such a requirement could disenfranchise millions of Americans who lack immediate access to the proper documents. Top Republicans argue that the Safeguard American Voter Eligibility Act, or SAVE Act, is necessary to ensure only U.S. citizens cast ballots, and say it cements into law Trump's recent order, which is already the subject of multiple lawsuits. If we have a non-citizen who votes in an election, that cancels out the vote of a legal citizen, said U.S. Representative Brian Steil, a Wisconsin Republican and chair of the House Committee on Administration, which oversees election-related legislation. Republicans emphasized this issue during the last presidential election, despite the fact that voting by non-citizens is already illegal, extremely rare, and punishable by felony charges and deportation. This is the GOP's second attempt to pass the SAVE Act. As with the last Congress, the bill faces slim chances in the Senate, where Democrats are expected to block it. Republicans hold a narrow majority but fall short of the 60 votes needed to overcome a filibuster. Under the SAVE Act, applicants using the federal voter registration form would be required to present documentary proof of citizenship in person at their local election office. Acceptable documents would include a valid U.S. passport or a government-issued photo ID presented alongside a certified birth certificate. Democrats and voting rights groups warn the measure could lead to widespread voter disenfranchisement if passed. A 2023 report by the Brennan Center for Justice estimated that 9% of U.S. citizens of voting age, or approximately 21.3 million people, do not have proof of citizenship readily available. Nearly half of Americans don't have a U.S. passport. In Kansas, a similar proof of citizenship law passed in 2011 ended up blocking the registrations of more than 31,000 otherwise eligible U.S. citizens. That law was later struck down by a federal court and hasn't been enforced since 2018. The SAVE Act would force American citizens into a paperwork nightmare, turning every voter registration into a bureaucratic tsunami of government red tape, said Representative Joe Morell, a Democrat from New York who recently testified against the bill. There are additional concerns, especially for married women who have changed their names. In New Hampshire's town hall elections last month, one woman was unable to register after she couldn't provide the marriage certificate showing her name change from a decades-old Florida marriage. She was turned away and could not vote. Republicans argue the legislation is essential for restoring public trust in elections. They say it gives states the flexibility to help voters comply and dispute Democratic claims of voter suppression. The truth is, those who are already registered would still be able to vote, said Representative Chip Roy, a Texas Republican and the bill's sponsor. We have mechanisms that give states considerable discretion in handling name changes, which often affect women. Adrian Fontes, Arizona's top election official and a Democrat, criticized the bill as a solution in search of a problem, citing how rare non-citizen voting actually is. What it is doing is capitalizing on fear built on a lie, Fontes said, and the lie is that a whole bunch of people who aren't eligible are voting. That's just not true. Thanks for watching Fresh Talk News Channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more news and updates.